Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Just Saying, and this morning it's God Knows Best. And one of the insights that He has given me that has been precious to me over the years is that God's ways are not my ways, and His ways are better ways than my ways. And there's an illustration of that in Isaiah chapter 55 that I'd like to share with you, and I just think it's really cool, just something to give you something to think about today. And Isaiah 55 and verses 8 through 11. Let me get it here. And in this passage here it says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, nor are your ways my ways, says the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain and snow come down from heaven and do not return there, without watering the earth and making it bear and sprout, and furnishing seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so will my word be which goes forth from my mouth. It will not return to me without accomplishing without succeeding in the matter for which I sent it." I want you to consider something. This passage says that His ways are not our ways, and His thoughts are not our thoughts. Well, we're used to our thoughts, and we sometimes think our thoughts are better, but faith says God's are better. And one of the things that makes you feel confident is what's said here is that as the heavens are higher than the earth, so much higher are my ways than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Let's consider for a second what that means. The heavens, the word Shemayim in the Hebrew is the word for heavens, and it has three different meanings. There's the sky where the birds fly, and then there is the atmosphere, and then there is the starry heaven, and then there is heaven where God is, which we don't know where that is. Those are the three different concepts of heaven. So, if we consider, okay, let's take the lowest level here. If we're going to say the heavens are higher than the earth, so are His ways than our ways, and His thoughts than our thoughts. Okay, let's take it clear up to say the troposphere, the lowest layer of the atmosphere. The troposphere is 7.5 miles high, and that's the lowest on the average around the orbit of the earth, 7.5 miles high. So God's ways, if He's talking about that, if He just means the sky, then His ways are at least 7.5 miles better than ours. Well, let's take it up there. Say He means the starry heavens. Well, the starry heavens, the closest star is Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri is 4.367 light years away from Earth. And you know what a light year is? That's how far you would travel at the speed of light in a year. And at the speed of light in a year, you travel roughly 6 trillion miles. 6 trillion. Wow. So if He means the starry heaven, that's 6 trillion miles times 4.367, and that's the closest star. I think that's what He's talking about. That's how much higher His ways are than our ways. We have no idea how immense the God is. And then He goes on to illustrate this, and as you're closed in and you're wondering what's God doing in my life, He says here that when His word, when what He wills to happen, the things that He says goes forth from His mouth, it will not return empty without accomplishing what it is that He desires. God's purpose is going to happen. Okay? Well, there's an illustration here. He says here that as the rain and the snow come down from heaven and do not return there without watering the earth and making it bear and sprout, and furnishing seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be which goes forth from my mouth. So God's purpose might water the earth like rain. Boom, it's there, it's down, it soaks in, and if there's a lot of it, the water table gets it right away. Or it might be snow. wheat farmers know that they would really prefer it this way because it's good for the wheat to have a blanket of snow over the wheat in the wintertime, and then when the sun comes out in the spring and it melts in slowly, that it's good for the wheat. But for us, sometimes what God has in mind is good for us if it happens slowly. So whether it happens quickly, which we'd usually prefer, or whether it happens slowly, God knows best. That's how much higher His thoughts are than our thoughts. Just saying.